Before we start the installation, let's go ahead and talk about what comes in the kit. You got the passenger and driver side mounts themselves, as well as the passenger driver side drill guides, and a 1/8 and 1/4 inch step-down drill bit guide as well. You'll need those later. And if you did opt for the OEM style harness switch, then you'll have the OEM style switch over here, as well as the relay harness here, which will attach to this guy later on. And you'll also get this resin printed QR guide, which will link you to the video here. You also come with a sticker, of course, the hardware necessary for the installation, both for the driver and passenger side, as well as some stainless steel hardware and a couple Allen keys as well. 2 zip ties to help with cable management. We have the harness itself. But if you didn't go for the OEM style harness and you wanted the regular switch panel version, this is what will come instead of this harness here. And with everything laid out now, we're going to go ahead and talk about a very important piece of hardware that's going to give you the cleanest installation, the brad point drill bit. You don't want to use a regular drill bit because the plastic of your trim piece of your side mirror is very brittle, and as a result, the usage of a regular drill bit will cause it to crack and snap, resulting in a very poor finish, unfortunately. But a brad point drill bit instead gives a very clean hole, and because it has this center tip here, it actually keeps it well aligned, and the cutting edge is also very different than a regular drill bit as well. And the current kit doesn't come with a set of Baja S2s, but I do hope to offer them in the future on my website. The current configuration that I personally recommend and run on my own 4Runner is a Baja S2 Pro with the work scene lens, which is a flood beam pattern to give you all the illumination you'll need for the ditch lights to work as intended. And due to insufficient clearance, you're going to have to remove the weather pack connector that comes with the Baja S2 lights. I did confirm with Baja as well that the removal of this connector doesn't affect the warranty of your lights. You're also going to have to remove about 1 to 1.5 inches of this outer insulation here to expose enough of the black and white wire to connect these wires to the harnesses. With enough of the installation stripped back, we can go ahead and take this and bring it down to the 4Runner to do the rest of the installation. Go ahead and lower the driver's side window. Go ahead and remove this trim piece by placing your finger in the front here and pulling it towards you, which will cause the 2 clips on the inside to release. Now find something to cover both the paint and trim in order to keep it protected during the installation. Push the side mirror back into the backwards position. You're going to need a 10mm socket to remove these 2 bolts here, as well as a 10mm wrench to break this bottom bolt loose due to tight clearance here. Be very careful when removing these bolts, because if you're not careful and it slips out of your hands, it will fall into the abyss that is this door trim, and you will have to remove it in order to retrieve the bolts. You don't have to worry about the side mirror falling off because there's actually a retention clip right here to prevent it from doing so. There's actually another plastic tab right here which needs to be removed. I'll be using this plastic pry tool in order to remove it. I'm going to peel back the liner just a little bit right there, put the tool right behind it like this, line it up, and then just pry it out. There we go, just like that. And don't try to remove this trim piece here while the side mirror is still attached. You're going to end up breaking something, which specifically is this part right here. It actually is going on the inside, and if you try prying it downward, it will snap off. Now with the side mirror currently free floating like this, you should be able to just pull it right off. And do be careful, there is still a wiring harness attached to it, which has some length, but not very much. You're gonna go ahead and place it on the towel over here. There is the wiring harness right there. Now to remove the underside trim piece here. Don't try to yank it from the front here. As I said before, the tab that's in the middle here will break if you do that. Instead, go from the back here, and there's 2 tabs right here, which you just need to pry open. And it'll come out just like that. Now go ahead and find these 2 baggies in your kit. One is for the driver's side, designated with a D, and the other one is the hardware bag containing your Allen keys and stainless steel bolts. Do be aware that the driver and passenger side baggie do contain side-specific components, and they are not interchangeable. Go ahead and grab these 2 clips from the driver's side bag so we can install them into the side mirror. Now with the underside trim piece currently removed, we're going to go ahead and try to reinstall the side mirror onto the door. Not fully, just enough so we can rotate the side mirror more easily. Now take the clip with 2 brass thread inserts, and it will go right here in this opening here. Go ahead and grab and hold on to the side mirror because it is still loose. Press this thing right up to that opening there, the back side. Ensure that this slot right there is actually lined up with that tab right there, and just press it inward. Now hold on to the side mirror again to keep it secure, and we're going to pull the side mirror all the way forward this time, exposing this back portion here for us to install that other clip. Now let's grab the side mirror again to keep it from moving. We're going to go and get the other clip, and the long side will go up on top of there. It'll slot right in just like that. You'll hear a click and it'll go into place. And while still holding onto the side mirror to keep it from moving further, we're gonna go ahead and push the side mirror all the way back again. Grab the M2 bolt as well as the M2 Allen key from the hardware bag. Go ahead and insert the M2 bolts into the lower brass thread insert here and then tighten it all the way down until it's flush with the surface. Bolt is now flush to the surface and just needs to be barely finger tight, and that's it. Now grab your driver side mounts, which we marked with a D. Then your Baja S2 with the installation cut back and connector removed, as well as the 2 side mirror bolts because we will be reusing them. Now take the mounts, find that opening below, get the other stripped wire from the S2, feed it all the way through like that. Keep feeding it. Go ahead and find the top portion of the connector here, and that'll be what faces upwards. So feeding all the way through. On the back side, this is what you'll end up looking like in terms of flushness. The wire will be all the way through like this. And now let's go ahead and install the side bolts on both sides. With the side bolts now secured, we can go ahead and put this off to the side and move on to drilling the side mirror. You're going to need the driver side drill guide located on the left side of your kit, as well as both step-down drill guides as well as a 1/4 and 1/8 inch brad point drill bits, and also a drill. If your drill has the ability to adjust its RPMs and torque, go ahead and adjust it to the lower RPM setting because you're going to need to go nice and slow with this drilling. Now let's remove the side mirror again and put it back on the towel, then install the drill guide. I should mention I've already drilled a hole in my side mirror. This is how clean a hole can be if you use a brad point drill bit with slow, steady drilling technique. Forgot to mention you're also going to need this drill guide support, which is also located in the driver side baggie with the other clips. The drill guide support will go right here. Just go ahead and drop it right in like that, and then press down slightly and it should be level with the surface. Now let's go ahead and install the drill guide. You're going to need the side with the protrusion here as well as the semicircle on the other side. So we're going to come in here, hold the side mirror at a slight angle like this, and then we're just going to bend it downward like that. This will hold it in a sort of suspended position here, and we'll press it inward like that. You'll hear a click, and now it's in place. Next, we're going to need the 1/8 step down drill guide, which will go right in the opening here, right here. Just press it in like that. Now with the 1/8 inch brad point drill bit, let's go ahead and begin drilling the first hole. Now get that 1/4 inch step down drill guide, go ahead and insert it just like the first one. Now let's drill the second hole using the 1/4 inch brad point drill bit. Now let's go ahead and remove the drill guide. It's pretty easy. Put your finger right here, other finger right here, and then twist upward like that. And if a brad point drill bit was used, as well as all drill guides were properly installed, you'll get a nice clean hole just like this. And since the drill guide support has already done its job, you can go ahead and remove that by pulling it straight out like that. Before we install the mount, we gotta make sure the wire for the side mirror is properly routed. There's a channel right here on the back which exits out the side mirror. The S2's harness will also follow this same channel in order to route the wire outside the side mirror as well. Go ahead and grab the S2 mount for the driver's side. The wire here will be held back like this as it will follow the channel out the side mirror here. These 2 tabs up here will slot into this one and this one up here. It's not secured fully yet, so just go ahead and place it back on the towel. With one of the 4 stainless steel bolts, go ahead and apply one of them here just to keep everything secure. Also grab the 2.5mm Allen key, and we're going to go ahead and secure this down. And you don't need to go crazy tight with this part here. The side mirror will actually apply external pressure inward this way when it's in its default position. This is primarily here to prevent it from moving up and down too much. So just finger tight is more than sufficient. With the mount now temporarily secured, let's go ahead and figure out the routing for these 2 wires here. It's going to follow this path down here, exit out of the drill hole that we just drilled, just like this. Very easy. And the wiring harness for the side mirror is actually going to travel upwards here and through this path through there. You're going to need to ensure that everything is routed properly, or else when you try to reinstall the side mirror, you're not going to be able to, because it's not going to be able to be fully secured, as one of the wires are going to get pinched. Hence the reason why, if you can't fully secure the side mirror, it's likely that one of the wires is pinched. With the side mirror now back in the door, go ahead and find the 3 nuts we removed earlier and reinstall them. Do be careful to not drop them into the abyss that is this door trim. Once the 3 nuts are back in place, go ahead and reinstall the trim piece. Get the tab that we removed earlier from this spot right here and reinstall it. Second bolt is now installed. Remember, it just needs to be finger tight. Do not over torque it. Push the side mirror back into its default position. And with that last step, the mount itself is now fully installed. Let's go ahead and move over to the wiring. So the first harness we're going to talk about is the switch panel harness, the simpler one of the 2. It will come with 2 split loom sleeves, which will be used to protect these ends of the harness while it's in the door jamb. We'll talk more about those later. First, we're going to go ahead and talk about the positive and negative terminals here, which will need to be hooked up to the positive and negative of your switch panel. If you're using a kit, then these ring terminals be of use to you because they may actually be utilizing a terminal block. Otherwise, if you don't need these ring terminals, you're welcome to chop them off and then use the bare copper after you strip the wires to directly splice to your switch panel controller instead. The power layout it's still the same. You just got to make sure positive is going here, negative is going here. And then there are also these two pigtails coming off as well. There are two different ones. One is much longer and the other one is much shorter. The shorter one is going to the driver's side and the longer one is going to the passenger side. So you'll be able to tell which one's which pretty quickly. And the black and white actually correlates with the black and white of the S2 Lite as well. So you just need to pair them up. And they do come pre-stripped. You will have to need to strip off the ends of the S2 Lite though. Then there's the harness for the OEM style switch. There's a positive and negative terminal here, which will go to the positive and negative terminal of your battery. There's also a relay over here and also a added fuse. This added fuse will need to be removed before you actually begin the installation because you cannot pass this through the firewall, at least not easily. So to make life easier, go ahead and remove it. You can add it in after the fact. This over here, green connector, is the connector for your OEM style switch. You'll have to pass this part here directly through it and just pull it straight through. Once it's through, you'll be able to use this connector here and reconnect the added fuse back together here, and you'll need to tap into your tail lights inside the fuse box on the interior. There's also two split looms here, which will help protect these pigtails that will directly connect to your S2 lights. And the black and white wires correspond perfectly with the black and white wires of the S2 Lite as well. And since there are two pairs of black and white wires, the longer one is for the passenger side, the shorter one is for the driver's side. Go ahead and open the hood. You're gonna need to remove the trim piece here. Go ahead and lift this bottom part up. This part needs to slide down, just like this, and it'll come right out. Now go ahead and grab the shorter length of the two pigtails with a black and white wire. You're gonna route it through here, underneath the hinge of the hood, and then this wire is going to pass through an opening right here and go out the fender here. To make wire routing easier, I've gone ahead and used this 14 gauge wire and pushed it through this side of the fender. After that, I then pull it through to the other side here, which is where the trim piece was removed earlier. Then I'm going to grab the two black and white wires here and use masking tape to connect these two here. And then I'm just going to pull that wire straight through to route it through this portion of the fender. With the wire now through the top, we do actually need to get it down under here below that bolt. But there's a piece of plastic on the inside blocking the way. So we're going to have to put our hands in here and push it to the side. And then while holding it, we're going to route the wire right through it and under it and out the bottom here. Now that the harness is routed to the bottom, go ahead and take the black and white wire of the harness and grab the one from the S2. We're going to go ahead and strip the ends off to expose the copper and then use the provided butt connectors to splice them together. It'll go white to white and black to black. With the wires now stripped, sometimes the end can get a little frayed. Just grab them, twist them, and pull. With the wires now spliced together, go ahead and grab the split loom sleeve, one of the two that came in your kit. We're going to use this to cover up this whole area and add some extra abrasion resistance. With the loom now installed, go ahead and push upward to cover the rest of the white wire right there, and then get some tape to seal that part off so that it stays in place. This part's a little tricky. You're going to try to make an S-shaped curve with this harness here. We're going to retract it back up a little bit here, but have just enough play here to allow for the harness to move a bit when the door opens and closes, but not too much where it can get snagged in between the door jamb here. Now that the S curve is good, we also need to focus on this portion here, which is the part of the S2's harness that comes right out of the side mirror. This portion here, this curved area, should slot right in to this area right here. So when the door is closed, it fits right in there. Now let's reinstall the trim piece. This part here is going to slide up here, just like that, and the rest just clicks in. And with that, the driver's side mount has been installed. The same steps, although mirrored, will need to be performed on the passenger side to install the passenger side mount. For the OEM style button harness, we're going to go ahead and get the green connector here and then pass it through the grommet that's on the firewall to get it inside the cabin. Locate the circular grommet right there in the corner, and you'll need to cut about a 1-inch slit to be able to pass the green connector through. And be sure to remember to remove the fuse tap, or else you're going to have a hard time pulling it through. Once that green connector is past the firewall through the grommet, go ahead and route it up through this dash here and connect it to the OEM style switch, which you removed one of these blanks to get in. Get the fuse tap that we removed earlier, reconnect it, and then tap into the taillight fuse in the interior fuse box. So the reason why you have a fuse tap here is to allow the switch to have a functional backlight. Once the switch is wired up, the backlight will now function, and it also has an on-off backlight as well. So this concludes the side mirror ditch light mount installation for the 5th gen Toyota 4Runner.